Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and ask ourselves whether or not they're going to be worth investing in. Today we'll be looking at Shping. If you guys like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and also commenting if you do enjoy this video. If you don't like the video, please provide some constructive criticism, or at least maybe show me where I'm wrong, if you know there's any sort of facts which I'm maybe misrepresenting. Or yeah, maybe if you even disagree, you're welcome to sort of share that as well. But please do be kind in the comments is my one main request. Also, none of this should be considered as financial advice. All of it should be considered under the realms of inspirational, educational, and entertainment purposes. So, let's look at Shping. We'll look at their website thing soon, but let's go to CoinMarketCap. Now, if we have a look at the market of all time, what does that look like? That's like the opposite of like a rug pull, right? Like you have it going around for years and years and years and years, and then it goes massive. So if you had invested in there, so that's got 4 zeros after the period, and then you had decided to, do a little bit now, then it's only got 1 zero, so that's what, like 100,000? I don't even know. So yeah, we will look into what Shping is. So it's currently only available on Liquid and the TimeX exchange, which is a bit interesting to hear about, and we will look into why that may be. Alright, so some of the details. So we have a total supply of 10 billion. We currently have 1.7 billion in the circulating supply. Its current rank is 384, and it's over $100 million in market cap, which, is a bit of a positive. Now, here's what people are tying this big fat boom down to. They're tying it down to the fact that there is a chance that it's going to be listed on Coinbase, because according to TradingView, TradingView says something about, hey, you might be able to buy this on Coinbase, which, is probably fantastic. But as we can see, the little sort of Coinbase thing there. So, people are a little bit hyped, right? People are sort of thinking, hey, maybe we might be able to get some fat moolah or something. Because, we went from 0.01 all the way up to 0.06. So, I mean, technically that's what, like a 6x from like that sort of moment. Now let me gosh, I'm sorry guys. So this is Shping. Let's have a look at these delicious looking holders. 74% in one wallet. That is delicious. Now let me give you guys a few insights into this actual project. I feel like we should learn a little bit more about who they are first though. They were a mission to research. These guys are one of the most hardest people which I've had to research, because they only had this website online, and then suddenly they had like a second website, and I'm like, what the heck is happening with this? So anyway, so this I believe is probably their end user website. This website is more for the actual, token sale, right? This is the actual cryptocurrency edge, right? So what is Shping exactly? Shping is the ultimate shopping companion, allowing you to compare pricing on products with a simple barcode scan of a product and earn money for interacting with the products you love. So you can download it, you can use it in Straya, which is delicious. Your boy is a Kiwi, so he can't have access to this. There's a bit of false advertising with that, but we will look into that shortly. Genuine reviews are just a scan away. So I believe that this is actually a part of the app itself, which I think is nifty. I thought that this might have been a part of like another website, but it's not. It's the actual app. Earn rewards. You can scan products and have active days and upload receipts and all that sort of jazz. Didn't realize you had to upload your receipts. Dang. I thought I was just going to go around scanning everything. Store everything on one place. Fabulous. And then so you've got like reviews. Great way to get money. Great app. I get paid while shopping. 10 out of 10 would do again. Cool, so that's a little bit about them. Now we will watch a bit of a brief video just to describe a little bit of who they are. As you know, we watch videos in 2 times view, because who wants to waste an extra 2 minutes? I mean, these videos have now become over 30 minutes in general, which is fabulous. So this sort of shows a little bit about, things, so 10% in sales and all that jazz, so you can buy things, you can scan things, profile location. It's good for brands, because brands are like, hey, let's make a more personalized marketing and shopping sort of way, right? So it seems pretty good. It seems like a pretty good time. So So yeah, and then brands can get paid, and you know, like you can get paid for doing brand stuff and all that sort of jazz. So they talk about being on either Scan or Coin Market Cap. Coin Market Cap, I'm pretty sure Coin Market is one word, but anyway, I could be wrong. So where can you buy it? You can buy it on the Timex, Sushi Swap, and Uniswap. Haven't looked at the Timex, but let's have a look on Unicrypt, see what we can find. These are the Uniswap tokens. As you can see, there is plenty in distribution. The market cap is 100% wonderful. Volume in the last 24 hours is $244. How does that make sense? Do not know. Do not ask me. And unfortunately, I can't see the Timex things on there as well. This is what Sushi Swap says, so we do actually have quite a fair bit of volume. So there's been $904,000 which have been traded in the last 24 hours, which makes sense for why we've had such an absolute fat pump right there. Because you know, in 3 days ago, you probably could have gotten it for like a bit less than what it's worth now, and then you could have sold it for some fat coins. Now I'm going to go back to the dashboard with that. Let's have a look at what BSC Check says. Crud, I have to refresh my browser. So let's have a look at what Token Sniffer says. So it says 15 out of 100. Oops, daisy. So we have Token Sniffer. Ownership is not renounced, and the source does not... So the contract contains ownership functionality. So ownership, which I believe is a part of that whole delicious 7 billion. Now, usually if these are tied to some level of smart contract, you'll have a little icon over here, which is like, hey, this is a smart contract, buddy-o pal. In other words, so it would be locked within some sort of vesting or locked period. But with this one, we currently don't have it locked. So, you know, rug pull ahoy. I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm also kind of serious. But we will look into whether or not they are going to rug pull us. So other things, all other so less than 5%. No, there is not. There is a wallet which contains 74%. Fabulous. At least 95%. Now there is some suspicious things about these guys which we will be going through. They seem good at first, but yeah, I mean, now that we're in the year 2022 and a bunch of the things which seem good were from 2018, we'll continue looking, which is interesting because once again, when we have a look at the actual how the token has survived all the way from 2018, we've just had a standard and a solid. Oh, if you'd bought it that time, you'd literally be a millionaire, dude. Why did you not buy this token at like... Anyway, sorry guys, I'm mucking about. Let me get onto the main sort of point. So BSC Check says seems scam. Get out of here. This isn't a scam. Lies, BSC Check. So yeah. Oh, there's another address which has 7%. Yeah, there's a 7% address. So if you don't get rug pulled by that guy, maybe we can wait on this dude. So everything's going well. Reddit stats, what do they tell us? So we have subscribers. By the way, if you want to like comment bad stuff, please wait and please actually watch the whole video, because I'm not just going to be talking smack about them the whole time. So subscribers, we have all the way up from 2 subscribers to 172, you know? Lively, and it's fascinating how it's actually, I think, it's actually dropped a little bit. But this only shows up to 2019, so why is it only showing the 2019 stats? We want to have this year's stats. 7 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, 3 years ago. That probably makes sense why it only says 2019. This was created in 2017, so people talking about this token, we're probably not going to read a bunch of these sort of jazzes because, as we can see, they're pretty dry when it comes to the Reddit stats. So we'll move on from that. Social Blade, what does that tell us? 2,000 followers in the last 30 days. It's had 30 followers. Fabulous, growing exponentially as we can see. I imagine that this is actually from using the app itself as opposed to, you know, the actual cryptocurrency and tokenomics sort of jazz. Holy bananas. This is what is happening. Coinbase assets, inbound transfers for Shping coin, now available. So I do believe I know a reason for why they're sort of doing this. But you know, as soon as you know it's going to be going on Shping, so a bunch of people are probably buying it because they're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be listed. Trading will begin at 9 AM PT on Thursday, January 20th. So yeah, I would say that so that's probably why the price has gone and rised itself exponentially. So yeah, let's have a look at some other things about this coin. So let's have a look at the roadmap. The roadmap is confusing as nuts. I don't quite understand it. I don't know what has been implemented and what hasn't been implemented, but for some reason they decided to put a bunch of orange over there. And then as you can see, they've had like, okay, so whoever did this website, I'm gonna be honest, they either haven't worked on it for ages or they've done an awful job. Do not know who did it. But one thing when it comes to investing in a token is one thing which people don't consider is how was their website? How good is the website? Most tokens and coins which I look at generally have a pretty decent website. But this one, man, this is one of the worst which I've seen. So the actual layout is fine, it's beautiful. What is also awkward is that this word also goes under the word Shping. We'll see if we can refresh the page to make it happen. Look at that, beautiful. Absolutely tremendous. So, you know, the person who did the website absolutely has some wonderful website skills. Sometimes these pictures don't actually show up properly on the website as well. So as we can see, September and August, hey yo, you know, let's get some fat things with that coin. So the coin can be sold and bought. They're currently in Australia, Singapore, and Russia. Not that you guys need to know that, but you know, you can also call them. I also called this number because I was like, I wanted to ask them some questions. Because, you know, your boy's in New Zealand and he doesn't have to pay to call Australia. But what happened? I called them, no pickup. Wonderful. So they were like, you can leave a message after the beep and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So technology, as we can see, lots of great technology. Very smooth site, as we can see. Wonderful. So technology, IBM, Amazon services. So this is, I believe, stuff which they sort of use. Yeah. So about us, our beginnings. I'm not going to read that, but essentially it says 2017. That goes against some of the information which I was reading. We started as a small startup from Melbourne in 2017. Well, let's look at another source. Milestones, Shping, make shopping smarter. 2012. The company was founded with a vision to create a tool that will help consumers to verify the authenticity of the product prior. Well, how about those little businesses? And then you have things from 2013. GSI, it does still mention GSI to this day. Or authenticated? I think that's maybe how you pronounce it. So these guys almost, to me, feel like this ICO bench. It feels like they almost have more information than the other guys. But then you know you've now got the app. So maybe that's what they're talking about. So you know they're probably using the wrong sort of wording because they say started out as a small startup. First of all, it says that they're from 2012. So these guys, I feel like, have just been lying to us from the get-go. But we'll continue, because, you know, we might find out something gangstered as. Shping in numbers. Products, 20 million plus. Product scans, 7 million plus. So, you know, they sort of brag about those things. Fabulous. 6 million plus completed video views. How tremendous is that? Shopper marketing, so product search, product awareness, you get to do some cool little bits of jazz, product life cycle. So what's cool is that they do actually try to prevent, so like let's say, you know, if there is a product which is bad or whatever, they can actually essentially notify customers about that sort of thing, right? I went and bought a product the other day, started eating it, didn't realize that it was, that its best before date had gone, and I'd only bought it like the day before, but its best before date expired like a month ago. As we can see, have a look at all these beautiful food and beverage products, these wide array of health and beauty products, and these wide array of baby products. So as you can see, the actual so there is a lot of things to be working with. Partner brands is wonderful. Not gonna lie, when I was actually looking here before, these boxes were full. But I feel like they probably should have at least tried to fix their website before advertising to Coinbase, and I think that Coinbase's lack of actually looking deeper into these guys before actually advertising on their end was a little bit of a shame, but we will see as to, you know, why they actually had this sort of thing the way they are. Is this coin a scam? Let's have a look at what they say. No project white paper, no project team, no trading view profile, and no exchanges. I have actually gone out of my way to find the information which they say that they don't have. So, you know, you can give your boy a little bit of a nice clap. I've also tried to message them on Telegram, and I've had one response out of all of my 20,000 questions. Cool, so next one, Aussie bargains. So, you know, this guy's like, hey, so went on a shopping spree, scanning, earning 13,000 Shping, which, I mean, at today's price is gonna be worth, Somebody times 13,000 by 0.06. Yeah, so a bunch of people are sort of like, crypto, yeah, nah, because this is a pay for review site mixed with crypto. And so, you know, a bunch of people are sort of like, yeah, this is like not great, and others are like, yeah, this is cool and everything. One thing which I haven't heard yet though is the whole cashing out thing. I haven't seen or heard of people cashing out. Oh, there was also a link on there talking about there's a bunch of legit reviews from this website here. As we can see, this website is very legit because we can access it. Next page, token sale, 1 paper coin, or coin 1 paper. So actually, I'll come back to this. I'll come back to that. So this is what Bitcoin Talk says. So this is the whole entire team. As we can see, they look like a bunch of lovely people, you know. A bunch of tremendous folks who they've got their LinkedIns attached, which we can't click, but you know, that's probably because we're on Bitcoin Talk and this is just a picture. So let's have a look at some of the token sales. So this is their actual token sale website, which is fabulous because, you know, we actually want to know a little bit about the token. So this website is so much better than their other website. Do not know why in the world they decided to switch over. So Shping started its life as the authenticated platform in 2012. 2012, look at that. Hey, so, you know, is it 2012 or 2017? But, you know, we aren't going to get too held up in semantics, right? I mean, they're only 5 years apart. So, milestone, roadmaps, and all this sort of jazz. Their roadmaps, so, you know, they sort of showed the white paper. I'm pretty impressed with how this website looks, to be honest. This website is a decent website. The other one, trash. Please fix it. So, you know, so phase 1, Australia, I don't know what country that is, and New Zealand. So, you know, we should be able to get it in New Zealand, right? That is fabulous, 10 out of 10, let's buy again. But have a look at this funky jazz. Please note, USA, China, and New Zealand residents are excluded from purchasing Shping coins during the Shping token sale. Like, what? So, like, yeah, and then now they're going to be listed on Coinbase. What? What? Oh, so the initial rate was 0.01. So, man, you would have 100% seen an absolute banger of a 6x if only you had waited, how many years since 2012? 10 years. If only you'd had it for 10 years, you would have gotten a fat 6x. You would have beaten Bitcoin. Sorry, guys, that is a joke. I don't mean to be rude. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. I'm happy that they add dates. That's fantastic. I'm actually triggered by that. Please add dates, guys. If you are watching this. So by stage 5, they'll have all of these places done. So stage 2 doesn't even include USA. But stage 3, look at that, beautiful. Maybe that's Singapore. Yeah. So I could be wrong. I'm not sure where Singapore is. Sorry. So you've got Shping app, Shping marketing, Shping security, which I think the security is cool because you know that your boy's into a security. Next page. Our strategic partners. Now this is kind of the bee's knees a little bit. So you got Assure. You got a few other names. Do not really recognize many of these names, to be honest. Australian Digital Commerce Association. And once again, we have some of the team, but a little bit deeper. Oh, what? I could have just clicked on their LinkedIns from this page. I'm a bit annoyed, to be honest, because I didn't want to go in and type all of their names in. So let's have a Chief Executive Officer. Okay, so that's in Moscow. And a few developers. So we're not going to heavily look into these guys because honestly, I'm not going to lie. I would rather look into the actual leadership team rather than the developers themselves. But this fellow, does he still work for Shping? He still works for Shping. Good stuff. Now, it's probably a bit surprising why I'm surprised about that. But there is a reason for why I am surprised about that. So they do have some other pretty cool things in here. So this is their actual white paper. Pretty neat, pretty nifty, don't have many complaints, but look at that. They've got... Why don't they have anything in Auckland, man? Like, Auckland, New Zealand, dude. Come on. If you guys don't know, Auckland is not the capital of New Zealand, but it would make sense for them to have something in Auckland. So this is where I mostly got their main team from. So we got, please excuse me for the pronunciations, Gennady, Andre, and Tony Lee. We don't have any interviews which I have seen with these guys yet. There may be interviews, which I have not found, but I typed in Shping interview on YouTube and found not a ting. So let's have a look at this fantastic roadmap leading all the way from 2012 to 2017. Keep in mind this roadmap is from 2018, February 2018, so they've actually done a bunch of things already, which I mean I guess is pretty, I was going to say fascinating, but pretty impressive so far. So yeah, in terms of what has actually been implemented at the moment, do not know. I do not use the app currently, but apparently, I mean, there's a lot of people using it, so, you know, let's get some coins together, right? So, and your boy would love to earn some money from just scanning things at supermarkets. Oh, that's just the white paper, but zoomed in. So this is the one paper again. Why do oh man, I didn't realize how many duplicate links I had up. So what is Shping? We're not going to read that because we kind of already know. So this talks about the actual token and how the actual, I guess, ecosystem kind of works with that. So token sale, buyers, exchange, Shping users, brands. So I'm assuming, so this is what I'm assuming is that because these are the extra sort of tokens, is that as users use the app, they'll be able to, you know, collect those tokens, right? So that's sort of what I'm thinking this top wallet will be for, because if you think about it, they've got a 10 billion supply, right? And that takes 7.4 billion of that 10 billion. So I'm assuming that has something to do with that little bit of jazz. I would have expected more of a precise number, or maybe the number to at least have been updated and all that jazz, because I mean, you're currently sitting at like an almost pristine number. You know, it's not quite 7.47000, but it's got a bunch of nines. So yeah, so maybe that has some other purpose, which we don't currently know. So by the way, if you do want to buy this token, you can buy it using pretty much any ERC wallet. Fabulous, 10 out of 10. Token distribution. Now, it says purchases, 50%. Shping app incentive reserve, 42%. See, look, 2% of the team and 5% of the advisors, which that would also make sense if that was to, you know, take up the 7%. Although this is almost 8%, so it's a lot more than 7, but hey, you know, who knows how to do math. Yeah, so that's actually that's okay when we sort of look at it in that point of view. So it looks like they actually have had a crowd sale. So I believe that if you are in New Zealand, USA, or China, you can currently buy the token. Because the fact that it's being listed on Coinbase, I mean, Coinbase is only in the United States. So, I mean, it would make sense for you to be able to buy it when you're in the States. Now, this is our dear fellow, the CEO, Gennady. He's currently still active, which is cool. So he's the CEO, he's been the director of Connect TV and the founder of My Telecom. Which he's been with for many, many years, which is fabulous. Andre, let's find out about you. So he's the CTO, the development lead of Shping, and he left in April 2021. Do not know why. So in other words, we don't have a current team showing. But let's look a little bit deeper into that. So he's been the founder as well for E2E Solutions. It says that he's with Authenticated. But now it just says that he's an independent contractor / cloud engineer. Great, good to see that we have an up-to-date team. By the way, just in case you guys are wondering, on the actual Shping, like the main Shping website, there was no option for... Well, this is fantastic. 429, too many requests. You know, that probably makes sense, because I just had a massive pump. Maybe that's why the website hasn't been working. Because people they didn't really expect it to be, you know, this hefty. You have been rate limited for making too many requests in a short time frame. Cool, so this is the website which we can kind of see it as so far. And as you can see, there's nothing about the team here. So they got an SLA, fair use policy, and all that sort of jazz. They have a contact, which is fabulous. As we can see, they've had Singapore, Russia, and the other thing. But we also got a 429 for too many requests, because I'm loading up a lot of tabs from their website. How dare you do research into our site? That should be illegal, young man. Alright, so we also have a look at Tony Lee. Tony Lee, so keep in mind, this is the fellow from... So he's one of the important dudes. He's their chief marketing officer, so this fellow plays a huge role. So let's have a look at Shping. Let's... when we're ready. Anyway, guys. Oh, there's Shping! And he was with them for 8 months, from November 2017 to June 2018. So they haven't updated their team for how many years? A bunch of years. What happened to these guys? Did, like, Gennady just like, I don't know, like, decrease their pay or something? Like, what the heck, dude? Like, that is so weird. So two of the most important out of the 3 people in the main Shping team are not even in the team anymore. Gosh, triggers me. So here's some of the extra partnerships which we're also having a look at. National Farmers Federation, delightful. All right, so is there anything else important? Oh, this is what CoinDar says, CoinRadar. So this sort of talks about some of their events and then the past Shping events. So December 7th, listing on Liquid. Fabulous. So that is what we had so far, and the chart went yoink. So when was the actual listing? Does it show? I don't know if it does. Upcoming exchanges, and it currently shows the exchanges. That's kind of weird that it says that it's got 15.8 million on there. Because as we could see from Unicrypt, it didn't actually show anything. So I mean, maybe they do have extra sort of tokens. But now is the time where we say, yo, Mr. Man, what do you think? Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go down? Well, here is my estimations for it. I think, first of all, the actual app itself, / the actual website, it looks cool, man. Like, you can actually, you know, earn money from it, right? Who would not want to earn money while literally paying money for food, right? You just scan your stuff, upload receipts, then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You might have like $10 in like a month or so. So yeah, they do have a few extra details regarding that as well, which we can have a look at. No, actually, we won't have a look at. But yeah, they do have like a limit or like a thing where you can, yeah. Anyway, so where do I think the token is going to go from here? Looks like they had a little bit of a boom during the 2021 sort of craze, when like the whole market was going up. And it's a very small boom looking at like the whole market, but anyway. So where do I think this is going to go? First of all, if it gets listed on Coinbase, which I mean, they have said that it will be listed on Coinbase, this might go higher, but to be honest, I mean, I'm kind of more viewing this as like, it's probably just going to be a pump and dump, dude. Like, it's probably going to drop back down to something like around like the 0.03 sort of mark. That's my sort of assumption, but keep in mind Coinbase is a huge exchange, seeing as it's specifically dedicated to the Americans. So yeah, so my final thoughts, there's positives and negatives. First of all, we don't have any interviews, we don't have a current roadmap, we have a site which doesn't work properly. We don't exactly know properly what these main wallets are used for. Can this be a rug pull? They could totally go and sell all these coins at any time, and even though the current value says 522 million, I mean, Gennady could literally sell it right now and then boom, you know, he's away. So I mean, it could just be one of those cases where, you know, they try to make the roadmap look super tight and super legit, and then, you know, we get another one coin, right? 10 out of 10, fabulous. We can't find out whether or not, you know, there's bots in the community because the community is way too small for anything else. The fact that the community is super small, but the actual market cap is 119 million, and it's only on 3,000 watch lists. I mean, it's just like, either you could consider it undervalued or overvalued right now. I have no idea. But those are some of my concerns. The partnerships are pretty impressive, to be honest. And I mean, the fact that like the two main players have, you know, left like the team is a little bit concerning. We didn't even have a look at the Google Trends. Sorry guys, so these are the actual Google Trends, and as we can see, it's even tipped a little bit. Okay, anyway, that is all my thoughts on this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking, subscribing, and say some positive comments. I got a Patreon. Please consider joining it. You can get early access to these videos because, you know, I have scheduled these bad boys. Yeah, and you can support things, and let's make a community of people who we can talk about projects truthfully, and we don't just shill coins because other people are shilling them. Great, wonderful, much love to you guys. See you again some other time.